Hello and welcome to our first open lecture. I'm Anabela.
And I'm Liljana. We are students of English Language and Literature at the Faculty of Education in Bitola. It is also known as Pedagoški fakultet. Its basic educational service is education and training of future teachers.
Actually, we've just finished our third year of studies.
In this first lecture, we are going to talk about idioms. Our purpose is to illustrate some idioms of the English language.
The English language already functions as a second language here in Macedonia, especially among the younger generations. This determines the importance of knowing other languages aside from your mother tongue.
However, this time we are going to talk about English idioms.
And some Macedonian ones as well.
But what exactly are idioms?
We all know that every language has its own collection of wise sayings or cultural bound phrases, but not many are familiar that they go under the name of idioms.
These idiomatic expressions occur in every language. For example, the English language has approximately at least 25,000 idioms. The symbolic sense of each is quite different from the literal one, or from the definition of the words of which it is made of.
This means that idioms cannot be literally translated. But you must have come across idioms which have similar or same meaning although they belong to different languages, right?
For example, let's take the English idiom when pigs fly. There is a Macedonian equivalent to it, and it is "Кога ќе си го видам тилот," meaning something is never going to happen. Other examples of idioms of similar or same meaning with the ones in the Macedonian language are
Kill two birds with one stone equals да отепаш две муви со еден удар. They both mean to accomplish two different things at the same time.
Speak of the devil equals "Nije za volkot, volkot na vrata" is an expression used when the person you have just been talking about arrives.
Idioms themselves are in fact very important because they help to evolve the language and have great intensity to make a language interesting and dynamic, also to bring spectacular illustration and richness to the language.
In other words, idiom is a manner of speaking that is natural to a native speaker of a language.
To go a little bit in depth about what we've just explained, here are some idioms that are not so usual but have very interesting meaning. This expression is used when someone or something is causing extreme annoyance. The saying evokes someone trying desperately to escape something by climbing up the walls. However, it is unknown when it was first used. The example for this idiom is that constant drilling noise is driving me up the wall.
The meaning of this next idiom is rarely or almost never. The idiom or phrase "once in a blue moon" was first used in the 1500s, though at that time it had the meaning of never. While after some time in 1800s, it was used in a book and its meaning changed into rarely. An example would be, "I'm very careful about what I eat, so it's only once in a blue moon I eat fast food."
After Shakespeare, who is a coiner of new words, the King James translation of the Bible has been the biggest source of phrases in English. "By the skin of one's teeth" is one of them, meaning narrowly or barely, and referring usually to a narrow escape from disaster. "I got to the airport a few minutes late and missed the plane by the skin of my teeth" is an example for this idiom.
This next idiom explains to make a wrong assumption about someone or something. Barking up the wrong tree is an idiom which is used to explain when someone is wrong. It's assumed that the idiom comes from hunting and hunting dogs. Why? Due to different circumstances, hunting dogs can't always track the prey. They can mislead the hunter to a wrong direction, in this case, the wrong tree. An example of this idiom would be, "Mary has been barking up the wrong tree for too long because she doesn't listen to advice."
A knight in shining armor is a heroic, idealized male who typically comes to the rescue of a female. The earliest use for this expression was in a poem by Henry Pye in the 1790, which referred to no more than knight in shining armor dressed. He saved me from humiliation. He is my knight in shining armor is the example for this idiom.
This next idiom is a way of saying slow down or stop, usually used when someone is being hasty about something and the wiser person says, hold your horses, to make them stop and think. It encourages someone to have caution. An example would be, hold your horses, you'll get your turn.
This idiom means to feel ill or tired. This is actually really interesting. Back in the disease-ridden days of yore, on the sailing ships, the number of sick sailors often exceeded the space in the log to list their names. When this happened, the excess names of the sick were recorded in a column usually reserved for noting down the weather conditions. Hence, under the weather. Sorry, I'm not my usual charming self today. I'm feeling a bit under the weather is the example for this idiom.
The meaning of this idiom is very short and simple. It means to die. Some people think it originates from the act of slaughtering pigs in the 16th century. Others think that it originates from gangsters, because when a gangster group would find a double-crosser, they would cement their feet in a bucket. An example of this idiom would be, Mary kicked the bucket.
Previously, we talked about how some idioms can have similar meaning among different languages. The comparison between languages that we took was between English and Macedonian.
So, to prove this theory, we have found some interesting Macedonian idioms that deserve to be mentioned. Some of these phrases or idioms in Macedonian have similar or almost the same meanings as the English ones we are going to mention. Would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. The first one is Kogrom od vedro nebo. It is the same as out of the blue, and out of the blue means out of nowhere, something that is not expected.
The next one is mrtov laden. It has the same meaning as the English idiom as cool as a cucumber. They both mean to be calm and relaxed.
Kopetok I sabotase equals the meaning of be like bread and butter, means to be inseparable. With this we conclude our first open lecture. If you're interested about idioms and phrases and want to continue reading and exploring the subject, you will find links to other sites with explanation, examples, and exercises down in the description bar.
Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our faculty's YouTube channel, and thank you for watching.